Hello and welcome to another album review. Now this is going to be off an album what I really don't like at all. It's something what I don't normally do, and it's going to be an album by Paul McCartney, but I really don't like this album. It's Wildlife. Now, most people in the VC generally do like this album a lot, but me, I could just be missing something with it, but I think it is one of Paul McCartney's weakest album, if not his weakest studio album. Although I did put it, I think, 23rd in my sort of rankings of his 25 top albums, which is the total number of albums he had. So for me, I don't find this album to be very good at all, but I know a lot of people in the VC fan community really do like it. I know Rock Boy placed it very high. I think it was within his top 10 when he did the sort of top 25 McCartney albums. I know me, Mr. Bill defended it in a review, as did Adam Nichols. But for me, I could just be missing something with it, but I really don't think this is very brilliant. So yeah, I will get on with the review here. So this album here was Wings' first album, released in December 1971, and this was Wings' first lineup. It consisted of Denny Seibel, the drummer, who had also drummed with Paul on the Ram album, which I think is a brilliant album, by the way, one of the best albums of all time. Paul, Linda, and Denny Laine as well. Missing from the side was Henry McCulloch, who later joined, I think, a few months later for the Wings tours. But he's not present on this album. They were just a four-piece at this time. So and this album was made incredibly quickly. It was it took about a week to make, I think, or like a week to three. What's it on the back here? Yeah, because there's this passage on the back what Paul wrote, where it says Clint Harrigan wrote it, but was actually Paul, and I don't think it says there, but mine goes about it took about 3 weeks to make this album here, and you can tell it's really not that great at all. Although that's what a lot of people were saying was good about it, that it gives you character and personality, that it is very rough and it seems unfinished, which some people thought as a good thing. For me, it does let the album down. And well, I'm going to say something else again. Yeah, so this is the right here. I do like the album cover though. The album cover is probably the best bit about the album for me. And then the back, again, very simplistic, Wings Wildlife. Not sure, there has been some confusion as what the actual our album is called, whether it's just called Wildlife or Wings Wildlife as the album title. But there's a track, say you only get 8 songs on it, thankfully. So there's not that much, but they are very long and very tedious tracks for me. And there's sort of passage there and then a wee illustration there. The actual record is just very basic packaging, just comes in this. So this is the original yellow in the sleeve here. And the other thing I like about this album is the label. It's just really cool sort of thing here, where Paul was on one side there, and you can see my desktop there. Paul on one side and Linda on the other. So probably the label and the album cover are the best bits for it for me. The music, well, we'll get on to the music. So if we just put that in there, yeah. So like I said, recorded within a week, put out about 3 weeks later. Very kind of similar to actually what John Lennon was doing in the 1970 in 1970, with a song like Instant Karma and Cold Turkey. They would record it and then release it a couple of weeks later, but this is literally nothing in value in comparison to John Lennon's early works. So the first track is a song called Mumbo, which for the first about say 30 seconds it gets your foot tapping, so I suppose it's good in that sense, good up right up tempo, but then the sort of, I can't really call them lyrics, he's just sort of screaming, making it up. It's really nothing much, and by about a minute of it you're annoyed, and it's a very annoying song, and he's just sort of singing, wailing on it really. I mean, it's nothing much. And then you get Bit Bop, which is again starts off quite nicely with a sort of guitar-y riff, and then it just kind of doesn't go anywhere. I mean, he sings the lyrics of bit bop, bit bop bop, bit bop, bit bop. It's rubbish. I mean, that song would have worked as a sort of 30-second link, which it is actually like on like the B-side. You get a reprise of Bit Bop. It works in that sense. I feel like that little link works very well. But the whole song, 5 minutes of just bit bop, it's rubbish. I mean, Paul, just what were you thinking when you thought, ooh, that like I'm going to release that? Then we get the track Love Is Strange, which is a song I actually don't mind on the album. It's one of the tracks I like on the album, I'd say. Again, a bit of a long introduction before the vocals come in, but I don't mind that. I think it's a good song, and like Paul's vocals, especially like after like the harmonies, I can't like great on it, but where it's just Paul singing, he's really going for it, and it's very good. So Love Is Strange is a track I like on the album. Then we get the title track Wildlife, which is way too long, way too overstretched. I believe it clocks in about 6 minutes long, way too long. Also, I find his vocals on this song particularly weak as well. I believe this probably would have just been done in like one take. You can really tell that it was. His vocals are very weak, and I don't think it's that great a song either. So that's Wildlife, and that closes Sideboard. So Sideboard, 4 tracks, of which only one of them I like and can tolerate. The rest I just no. But luckily the B-side has 2 decent enough songs in it and 1 fantastic track. The only thing is some people never know. Traffic is actually a really good track. I have said that I don't hate this album, but I think that it is particularly weak. And this is one of the songs that kind of redeems it for me. It's good. I mean, he and Linda duet on it. I think their voices blend nicely on that song, but it's just way too long. I think it's about 7 minutes long. That's about 5 minutes way too long. I mean, it should really only be about a 2-minute sort of Heart of the Country kind of length style thing, and then it would be much better. But he just overstretches things on this album here. Then you get the song I Am Your Singer, which is another duet with Linda. And this one I don't like. It's really nothing much. It sounds very much like a demo. No, I just don't get that song. But then we get the track what I like from this album, and I love this song. It's called Tomorrow, and a lot of people say this is the best song on the album. I definitely agree. It is the one track I'd say I love on the album. Yeah, it really. I don't really know like what a song like that is doing like on an album like this. I mean, I think it's a fantastic song. I mean, like listen to it, like check it out. Like if like you've not heard it, because I know that it would probably be quite like a rare track, considering that it's on this album. But Tomorrow, brilliant song. Then we get some Dear Friend, which is a piano song. It's very slow, very meandering along. It's nice in some bits, but I'd say it's, again, too long for its own good. So, that is the end of the album. Only 8 songs, and pretty much how many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, pretty much half the album, bit more than half the album, I don't like, I'm afraid. Are tracks that I skip regularly and think that Paul and I could really do without in Paul's career. But I do get this album though. I think that it was a failure, like unlike the charts. I mean, it got rather compared with like the instant chart success of Ram and McCartney. This really was a failure for him. But and like also like I like at this time as well. Critically, he wasn't doing too great. I mean, like the critics hated Ram and McCartney, and like this one's chart failure really just gave them more to laugh at. But I'm very glad that he did like end up bringing out Band on the Run, and like all doubts that McCartney had sort of faded away were gone. But really this album here doesn't do his legacy any good. So it would be a 6 out of 10, I'd say. It would have been a 5, but since it got Tomorrow in it, I'd have to say a 6 out of 10 for Wings Wildlife. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.